Cell referencing in formulas and its types. A formula may contain reference to contents of other cells. In such case, the result of the formula depends on the values in the referenced cells. The contents of cell where referencing has been used change automatically when the values in the referenced cells change. To see how this works, enter 10 in cell A1. Now select cell A2 and type is equal to A1 into 2 and press enter key. The value in cell A2 is 20. If you change the value in cell A1 from 10 to any value, the value in cell A2 will also change. References are especially helpful when you create complex formulas. There are 3 types of cell references used in Excel. Relative references. In relative reference, you actually refer to cell that is above or below or left or right to a number of rows or columns. For example, if you refer to cell D2 from F2, you are actually referring to a column that is 2 columns to the left of cell D2 and in the same row, the second 2 row. When a formula that possesses a relative reference is copied from one cell to another cell, the value in the copied cell also changes. That is, if you copy a formula is equal to C2 plus D2 from E2 to the cell F2, then formula in F2 adjusts in such a way that when the cell F2 is dragged downwards by one row, the formula automatically changes to C3 plus D3 and places the resulting value of C3 plus D3 in cell F3. Absolute references. In case you wish to maintain the original references as they were, then you should make use of the absolute references. If you want to make the above example retain the original reference when it is copied, then you should precede the columns reference and the row reference by a dollar symbol. That is, you should use the formula as $C $2 plus $D $2. Repeat, so that when you copy the formula, the original reference is retained. For example, if you copy or fill an absolute reference in cell B2 to cell B3, it stays the same in both cells. $B $2. Mixed references. In some situations, you may need to make the cell reference as mixed reference so that you can lock either a column or a row by preceding it with a dollar symbol. It is basically a combination of relative and absolute references. For example, if you use a formula as equal to $D $4 plus E4, then you are making the value that is present in cell D4 as absolute and the value in cell E4 as relative. References to other worksheets. You can refer to cells in other worksheets within the same workbook just as easily as you refer to cells in the same worksheet. For example, to enter a reference to cell A2 in sheet 2 into cell A1 in sheet 1, do this. Select cell A1 in sheet 1 and type an equal sign. Click the sheet 2 tab. Click the sheet 2 tab. Click cell A2 and then press enter key. After you press enter key, sheet 1 is now active. Select cell A1 and you will see that it contains the formula equal to sheet 2 exclamation A2. The exclamation point separates the worksheet portion of the reference from the cell portion. Other workbook reference. You can refer to cells in worksheets in other workbooks in the same way you refer to cells in other worksheets within the same workbook. These references are called external references. For example, to enter a reference to Book 2 in Book 1, follow these steps. Create 2 workbooks named Book 1 and Book 2. select cell A1 in sheet 1 of book 1 and type an equals sign. Switch to book 2 by pressing Alt plus Tab keys from the keyboard. Click to select cell A2. Press Enter keys. After you press Enter key, your formula in book 1 cell A1 should be equal to book 2 sheet 1 exclamation $A $2. This reference has 3 parts. 1. The workbook book 2 in square brackets. 2. The worksheet sheet 1 followed by exclamation sign. 3. The cell having absolute reference. Hence, referencing cells in external workbooks is done by selecting the workbook, then worksheet, and then the cell you want to link reference